Shalon called the show in 2018, desperate for answers. Her young daughter said that her pop-pop, Anthony, was sexually molesting her. But despite the accusation, Anthony was determined to clear his name and even suspected Shalon of coaching the child to accuse him. Take a look at how this story unfolded.
A year ago, I was sleeping downstairs. I heard a lot of noise upstairs in my house. Shalon family was at my door saying that I had touched her daughter. So what I'm here for is to clear my name, and the people that knows me know that I'm not that type of person at all. Shalon's daughter claims that I told her to lay down for me to touch her, which is something like, why would I tell a child like that? I also had other grandkids in the house, never had no complaints. I believe Shalon coached her daughter in saying these things, or I believe that Shalon knew who actually touched her daughter. Shalon is not concerned about her daughter at all. What she's worrying about is doing what she does, going out partying and everything else, and leaving her responsibility on other people. Ever since this happened, my granddaughter never came back to my house. We all miss her in the family. I even told Jane maybe she can come over sometimes in the daytime, spend time with her cousins, and she can go back home. It's times where I would say I will go out and she can come over for a little while, and then when she leaves, I can come back home. But it never happens.
And what exactly did she say that Pop-Pop did to her?
She said he touched me here and here, pointing to her butt and her vagina. And it just hurts so bad because I really don't want this to be true. I just hope like it's a misunderstanding, but I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to protect my child.
You spoke to the police, right?
Yes.
What happened with that?
Well, the detectives called me and asked me if I want to come down and talk to them. The detective said, were you willing on taking a lie detector test? I said yes. So after everything was said and done, the social worker, everybody said, it's a lot of holes in the story. We don't believe her. Her story. They did not believe her. Okay. So what it was, after everything was done, before the detective said I could go, I said, well, what about that lie detector test? Then she said, don't even worry about it, we'll let you know. So they sent me a paper and everything, and Mel said, you are clear.
Anthony came here and took a lie detector test. And we asked him, did you ever have any type of sexual, physical contact with your step-granddaughter? He answered no. Did you ever touch your step-granddaughter's private area for your own sexual gratification or pleasure? He answered no. The results came back the same to each question, and they came back that Anthony told the truth.
But I didn't fabricate and tell her to say that.
It's over now, though. But it's over now.
You know what?
It's over now.
He mad. I don't care.
All right.
So there's a misunderstanding, obviously.
Yo, I love you, dog.
I love both of them, but still, like, y'all.
Well, it's been nearly 2 years since we taped that story, and today Anthony is joining us virtually to give us an update. Anthony, how does it feel to be back on the show?
It feels good, Steve. It feels really good.
I saw in a clip that you and Shalon didn't end up on a good note at the results. Do you have a relationship with her now?
Yeah, well, actually, after the show, she tried to give me a hug, and I didn't. But we went back to the to the station in the same car. So I gave her a hug, and we got to the train station. You know, we sat there, we talked, we rode the train back. Then when we got back to our town, you know, we stood there, we talked for a while. You know, she told me she had a gift for me, and she'll come over the next day. And which she did, you know, and she came over, she brought my granddaughter. It was good to see her. You know, everybody was happy to see her.
And that had to be good for you to see your granddaughter, huh?
Oh, sure, because we have good times together. You know, the whole family. There's a lot of little kids running around. My house is the place to meet, and that's where everybody come at.
So has your life changed since you were on the show?
Yeah, you know, a lot of time I go places, people was seeing me. Like one day I was at work, this guy seen me come from the break room a couple of weeks ago. He said, yo, I seen you on TV. I was like, well, what make you think it was me? He said, I remember your glasses. You know, then he started talking, asked me how I got on the show. I told him I called the show. Y'all called me back like in a day, you know, and I told him all the good things that happened on the show, you know, the way y'all treated people.
Now, do you think you would be able to see your granddaughter if you didn't come on the show?
Pretty much not, you know what I mean? They stopped her from coming. She had a couple birthday parties and stuff like that. I wasn't invited to it, of course, but you know, but I used to see her where I work at. She would come in. She would still call me Pop Pop as usual. You know, that's my name around the whole house is Pop Pop.
So it had to be tough during that period when you couldn't see her.
Yeah, it was a very hurtful feeling, you know. You know, the grandkids, they all love me. They all love to see me when I come. When I come home, they hear me coming. They greet me at the door, you know, and she was one of the ones that wasn't there, you know what I mean? But it hurt me, you know, not to see her, you know, because we are a pretty close-knit family here.
So it was very important for you to get the answers, to get that lie detector test?
Of course, you know, like, you know, at this time when this thing happened, you know, like, I didn't want people to think that I was some type of monster or something, you know, but the people that know me, they know that I'm not that type of person. So, you know, I had to walk around, you know, people looking at me, staring at me. I mean, that's the way that I was thinking. But, you know, it's people that's around me that knows me. It was good to get this out in the clear. Like I said, I know when they called the show. You know, y'all called me back the next day, you know, and I explained to what happened. And, you know, y'all got justice for me. You know, I feel good about myself nowadays.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. And Anthony, would you have any advice for anybody who's in a similar situation?
Sure, I feel though, like if anybody in this type of situation, you don't know what to do. You know, when, like I said, I come from work and I watch the show and I call that number. And when I call that number, they call me right back. You know, and you know, if you got that something going on like that, call Steve Wilkos Show. He'll help you out.
Well, Anthony, I'm really glad that we were able to help you out. I'm glad things worked out for you, and I hope you enjoy your family moving forward. Take care.
Thanks for having me on, Steve.